G'day everyone, welcome back to Pete's Investing. Today is March 28, 2023. This is the nat gas price update. We start off first off looking at the three timelines, the daily, 4 hourly and the hourly. And you'll notice the daily and the hourly are all in a declining bearish outlook on the CCI 1500 on the 400 moving average. With the exception of the 4 hour. The 4 hour is showing a divergence and it's broken to the upside. Now that divergence, they usually play out, so that's the only potential sign we have of a potential reversal, but I'll say that very carefully. Let me just drill into each of these compared to what we were doing yesterday, and you'll notice there it was sitting there with another almost a flat bar, but it's actually compressed down now into that little diagonal area, and it's making a negative or a bearish candle, and it's really stuck in that diagonal descending trend line along with that support level. Also, just to help you understand, that second line here, this dark blue line, that's a ascending diagonal trend line. So I've drawn those two diagonal descending and ascending trend lines, as well as these supporting and resistance lines. So it's really still stuck in this support line against that diagonal trend line on the daily. Now looking at the 4 hour chart more closely, again, we did draw this divergence. As I said, these usually play out, so we may see a bounce, but you'll notice here and in the last few hours since yesterday's update on that dotted line, we did see further declines, and we had a wick breakdown below the that support level. So it's currently still sitting on that support level, hasn't actually broken down convincingly yet. And I did draw this Elliott wave count potentially. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 5 hasn't played out yet, hasn't completed. The only thing I want to mention there on that Elliott wave count, usually the level 4 rises as far as the 30 to 40% retracement up around there, and this only went as far as actually below the 23% retracement, so it wasn't really a strong Elliott wave 4 count. So that's a slight positive in terms of potential reversal as well. Now, also I'll show you the hourly chart and what it's done overnight. So again, the CCI is still breaking down. And you can see there on the hourly chart, it broke below that support level and then had a nice bull candle, engulfing bull candle above that, but I don't think it's a strong enough signal yet to really be confident or cocky enough to go long. So I would suggest you just hold off. It's still gravitating along this support line, so I want to see it break a lot higher than that. And as I said previously, if it breaks below that support level, the next level of support will be this diagonal ascending trend line. If it breaks below that, then we're in a bit of a free fall. Otherwise, we want to see it break above this resistance level and ultimately above this descending trend line to be more confident about going long. But at the moment, we're still far off from that. We're more closely most likely going to break to the downside the way things are going. If you look at all three timelines, especially the daily, now we may see more declines. Hopefully not. If you're going hoping to go long, and the other little slight hope is it's quite a big gap, quite a big drop in both the price as well as the CCI below its moving average, and generally that CCI gravitates back towards its moving average over time. History shows. Even during that rise there, it fell back below. So we may see it come back towards its moving average, and if that happens, then we're going to see it break above these two resistance areas. Anyway, that's it for the moment. I wouldn't be taking your trades if you're not in the trade at the moment. To understand how to properly trade using the average down approach, we don't use stop losses. Reference the links in the description below. Subscribe and like the channel. If you really like to support us more, go to the Patreon page, links in the description below. Thanks, and see you in the next video.